Hi and welcome to Reseller News. My name is Rich Pasini. Today is April 24th, 2019. Thank you for tuning in. I just want to start off by saying thank you to all the new subscribers who have recently subscribed to my channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content and come back for more. Today I want to do the Reseller News. I got quite a few windows open up, so let's get right to it. Okay, before I start, I just want to state to you guys out there who are new, I do not read everything verbatim. I will give you the URL as to where I get the information from, and the rest is up to you if you'd like to pick up where I left off. So our first story begins with e-commerce bytes, and the URL for e-commerce bytes is www.ecommercebytes.com. And this story, the first story here, posted on April 21st, 2019. It says USPS boss on packages, scanning good, throwing bad. It goes on to say here, United States Postmaster General Megan Brennan told the postal workers of the importance of scanning packages, explained that in order to remain competitive, the Postal Service needs to provide customers with timely and accurate tracking information. Speaking in a video feature called Business Focus, she also warned carriers not to throw packages. I haven't noticed anything like that. Have you guys noticed anything? Because I haven't. Every time I always get packages from my letter carrier, it's always put down nice and gentle, stuff like that. Or he'll ring the doorbell if it's too big, and he'll wait for you to get come to the door. If not, in some cases, unless it requires signature delivery, he'll ring the door or knock on the door, and then he'll leave the package, and then he goes and proceeds to his next house. But for the most part, I've never seen anything of that nature where a letter carrier has been throwing boxes. That wouldn't say too much for them. Especially if the item is insured. The Postal Service will be getting a lot of claims, insurance claims, if a lot of letter carriers had done that. But no, I never had that problem so far, thank God. But anyway, it goes on to say, we have professional letter carriers who take pride in their work and deliver a positive experience in addition to mail and packages. But when an employee throws a package and it's caught on a home security camera, which is happening far too often, it is then posted on social media, and that hurts our brand, she said. Now, I don't have one of those cameras. Like I said again, apparently there must be other people that do have them, and they are catching letter carriers doing that. So yes, they will. I think if the letter carrier is tossing packages around, stuff like that, then yes, they should get reprimanded and probably get off with a warning. If it happens more than one time or 3 times, whatever, then it should be the old strike 3, you're out. Or well, in this case here, not to fire the person, but at least give them a warning, telling them if you keep doing that there, it's going to have its consequences. So yeah, that's not right. Like I said again, I've been doing this business now for quite some time now, and I never had experience like that. And none of the neighbors I deal with, our letter carrier is a pretty good guy. I can't honestly say that there, but I guess there are people with the cameras, those doorbell cameras, they're catching these guys, and that's a shame. It really is, because it does hurt business like that, But then again, you know what? If you really think about it, that could happen with any carrier. It could happen with, I heard stories that do it, FedEx, UPS. It can happen with any carrier, basically, But it is what it is. But anyway, we're not expanding too much on this topic here. If you'd like to check it out, the URL. Now, the next few windows are going to be all from the same company, from e-commerce bytes, so I'm not going to keep repeating it over and over again. You'll see it because that's where that's the next sites we're going to be heading. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. All right, let's move on to the next one here. This one here is eBay. This came out April 20th, 2019. Is eBay plastering too many ads on seller listings? Oh boy, yeah, I could attest to that there. I see plenty of that on my listings. I'm sure you guys might have too. It goes via a Twitter user by the name of Gamer3 directed a message to eBay CEO Devin Wenig, at Devin Wenig, whatever. If you're wondering why eBay doesn't perform well against Amazon, as it used to, look at this product page. It's a mess. Advertisement dominates half of it. Also animated, and that distracts important information in a small print, like postage and delivery, or postage/delivery. The screenshot speaks volume, showing how shoppers must scroll through quite a few ads before they get to an item description. Why is eBay in such a hurry to show other products to someone who's already interested in an item? You might well ask. Some readers will remember a time when a seller's listings were sacred. No ads allowed. That was the seller's real estate. And I agree. Just to expand a little on this topic, I do agree. I noticed that a lot there. Sometimes you see promoted or sponsors, sponsors their products on your listing, and it's true. If you're a store owner or you're not, I'm paying. Like I said, I have a small starter store, which only gives you 100 free listings a month. And to be honest with you, I am paying that monthly thing. Not that it's a big monthly fee, but when I do list on there, and I am paying for that service. I really would not like to see other people's or my competition on my listing. I mean, that does hurt business. So I can see why people will get a little irate over that there. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm not happy about it. And I wish eBay, if they are watching this, if they do follow me on this channel, I wish they would do something with that there. I understand they got promoted listings, people put up there and they want to be higher in search and so on and so forth. But they should have like a dedicated service to promoted listings like that there, instead of being incorporating them on your listings, which I don't think is right. I mean, they should have I know it sounds crazy, but they should have like a separate website for people who want to promote their items like that. I know it's like splitting eBay up with two things, but I think that would make a little sense. But then again, if that was to happen, you'll have everybody going to the promoted listings website. But you know what I'm saying? It would be nice if they could do something along that line there, just to trip it up a little, but not put the ads on your mixed in with your listings. But let's see, without getting too much into this here. It says some readers will remember the time the listing was sacred and no ads were allowed. That was the seller's real estate. Times have certainly changed, but the point of the seller was making wasn't about control of the listing page. It was about the roadblocks that appears in placing in front of shoppers. And that's true. I agree with that 100%. I've seen that a lot, and even in mine as well. Try it one day when you get a chance. Type in the item you're doing, do an eBay search with your item, and look what comes up. You'll see what I'm talking about. This guy here is he's spot on. But let's see what this is over here, the tweet and screenshots. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, if you're wondering why eBay, okay, this is the story right here. This is from Gamer N3. As he used to look at the product page, it's a mess advertising. Okay, that's what he's writing there. Yeah, I could see what he's referring to. Yeah, you do. Yeah, these are the ones I don't care if. I think these are called the sponsored links. Yeah, that's true. I mean, no, I mean, I can't understand this here for the love of money here. I don't understand this. Like, why would you put this on the bottom of someone's listings? I talked about this once before, and I think it's crazy. I don't know why eBay does that. I really don't. And then people wonder why there's slow sales, no sales, or snail sales, because my sales are like they come in drifts and drafts. I mean, literally. I mean, and I said this once before. If you're on this site here, you're on eBay, whatever, and if you can't make at least $100 a day with your eBay business, you're in bad shape. And that's a small figure. You know what I'm saying? I could see why things like that happen. My sales have been so stagnant. Like I said, they go up and down, and when I do get them, the sales are so small. It's not even to buy a meal at McDonald's. That's how bad it is. I'm not saying to be funny, but it's the truth. Sometimes I might get one sale, and it might be so small that literally that's all you could buy with it, a McDonald's meal, if that. But it's true. I'm not really in favor of this here. I see what this person's talking about, and yeah, they really should do something. They should remove these here. I don't know. I know people say, yeah, but maybe they could put it on their their homepage, but not include it with the listings, But yeah, that kind of like drives me a little crazy too, to be honest with you. I don't think eBay's going to do anything about it, to be honest with you. I doubt that very much is going to happen. But anyway, well, I bumped out of that one there. Okay. So we'll go to the next story. Sorry about that, folks. Well, you know the URL, so it's not like you're not aware of it. This one here came out April 18, 2019. eBay CEO Devin Winnick calls 2018 a transition year. And then it goes on to say, eBay CEO Devin Winnick told shareholders today, and remember this is April 18th now, not today, that 2018 was a transition year for the company. And he said in his annual letter that eBay's purpose and policies are what help retain loyal sellers. Millions of small businesses and consumers sell only on eBay, he said. Well, that's true. Right now, I'm basically, outside of putting some ladies stuff, I put stuff on Poshmark as well. But I do sell exclusively on eBay, to be honest with you. Yeah, Bonanza is another one. Bonanza is, if you think eBay's dead, folks, try Bonanza. You'll be sitting there doing a starving act, because Bonanza sales, forget about it. I'm thinking of just closing that account out. There's no sense of really keeping it, because I'm not really making any sales off it. But yeah, that's it's not good. But anyway, reading a little more into this, it says over here, the CEO reaffirms his commitment to transform eBay despite the fact that the marketplace saw one of the challenges with the pace of adoption of some of our transformational changes. Sorry about that. In the second half of 2018, accompanied by a slowing pace of growth. It would be an enormous strategic mistake not to transform the business, he said. A big part of the transformation is moving to manage marketplace. What does that mean for sellers? Managing our marketplace means building a foundational product catalog, increasingly playing a role in package delivery and returns, and managing the end-to-end payment process, he told the shareholders. Has anybody opted into that? Because I'll be honest with you, I have not. I do not want to be in that. Matter of fact, I called up eBay just to make sure I didn't opt into it, and they said, no, Richard, you didn't, opt into that service. I'm not really crazy about it. There are some people I think that do use it, and they're okay with it, and there's some people that are not too crazy about it. Me, I'm old-fashioned. I'm a type of person, like the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going to stick with PayPal as long as I can. They've been good to me. I never had a problem with them. Every time I had a concern or a need, they were always there, and they helped me out. So I really have on my side, as far as I'm concerned, I have no qualms with them there. I like PayPal. And to be honest with you, I hope eBay will somehow along the way give us an option to keep them. I don't think that's going to happen, but I don't know. I mean, I get mixed results, because I heard from one eBay teammate or customer service rep saying that you will be able to still have them part, as a payment option. But we'll see what happens, because then I heard stories where they want to do everything eventually all together and just have everything under one roof, so to speak. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, the URL. Let's move right to the next one, please, and we'll get this one here. This one came out April 19, 2019. Now, if you're an Etsy person, I tried selling on Etsy. I don't know. To me, I never really had any luck with it. I don't know if you guys sell on Etsy. Some people will swear by it. They say they do pretty good, and there's people out there say the same thing like me. It's been like Deadsville, USA. I don't know. But anyway, let's read a little into it. This came out April 19, 2019. Etsy moved its forums to a new platform in January, a transition that sellers have reported have been disruptive. A reader now says that the active team leaders are wondering about the future of Team's Etsy name of group, well, for groups, whatever, which are also housed on a new platform by Lithium. It goes a little more to say here. I don't want to expand too much on this here, because I'm not an Etsy seller, but for those who are Etsy sellers, you may want to follow up with this here. But just to read a little more into it, it says one sign they point is to a recent layoff of Etsy senior community marketing manager Catherine Fink, who had worked on Etsy teams according to her LinkedIn profile. She developed a strategy to leverage the 400K Etsy sellers who have joined the peer-to-peer volunteer-run business groups. Then it goes a little further to say here, her LinkedIn profile has not been updated, but she posted about her departure from Etsy on Instagram and on Wednesday. Her last post on the Etsy boards was April 11th. Well, I don't know what to say about this here. Like I said again, I'm not really an Etsy seller. I tried. I'm registered. I'm a registered seller there, just like I'm registered on Amazon. I don't sell on either one of those platforms. I did try Etsy at one time. Maybe I didn't give it enough time, but I didn't get any feedback or anything. There was no traction, so I just ended up, getting rid of it. I didn't, I didn't close it out. I just took the items off. They were vintage T-shirts, I thought they would, would do okay, but I didn't get. I ended up selling them on eBay anyway. So, I did that full 360. You try different platforms, thinking one's going to be better than the other, and you find out later on that you're better off just staying where you were. In that particular case, was eBay. So for me, it worked out for the better. Let's see what else here. Let's move right along. try to keep this as short as possible. Amazon projects zero leaves artists and sellers behind. This came out April 19, 2019. This story is written to, somebody have written it to Einer. And for those who don't know, Einer Steiner is the owner of e-commerce Bytes. And this is either probably a seller or a buyer, either or. Dear Einer, Project Zero, Amazon's new offering for stamping out counterfeit items will not help artists at all because of our work is copyrighted, not trademarked. To be covered under the Project Zero, or even to register your brand on Amazon under the new policy, you have to hold a U.S. trademark. Wow. As it goes on to say here, my brand, which is my name, is currently registered on Amazon, but will no longer be offered by any protection because art is not protected under trademark. We artists are the most stolen from vulnerable online sellers. We endure our art being illegally used by Alibaba and other overseas companies who just laugh when we ask them to remove them. Wow. Oh, maybe that'll change. Hopefully, who knows? I know the counterfeits over there. Like I said, from China, all the products they make over there. It's amazing when you think about it. I mean, I was looking at some of the stuff doing comparisons, what their knockoffs and versus the regular branded item. It's amazing how they're pretty much copied right to the T. I mean, it's amazing. But anyway, it says these counterfeits are aside from the disseminating my sales on Amazon, hurt my customers as well, who get these terribly made pale imitations of my art. I know. If anybody's got any situation, if you had any incidents like this here where you have, your items are being copyrighted or trademarked, whatever, let us know. I'm just curious to hear what you have to say about that there. It's an ongoing problem, and I don't know if it's ever going to get better, to be honest. I think it'll get worse before it gets better. But that's why I say it's like, some people are probably thinking, why even bother copyrighting a trademark? And it's going to be used anyway. And, what are you going to do, send a cease and desist? I heard stories like that there, and sometimes you wonder, do people actually, do that there, follow up with it? Or is it just all, just a lot of, hogwash talk, nothing's getting done about it. But Amazon's got to step up to the plate and do something about this here, I mean, I know they're looking into it. But more's got to be done, because I do feel sorry for the people who do create work, especially artists. They don't. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It's not right. I mean, they go through the trouble of creating this stuff, whether a painting or even like with music. It's not right. But anyway, if you want to check it out, the URL. Let's move right along. eBay adds Russian city to its retail revival program. This came out April 19, 2019. eBay expands its retail revival program to Yaroslav, Russia. It announced on Friday eBay is helping small businesses in the city to learn export through a program called Export Revival. eBay, PayPal, and the Russian Export Center are coaching participant businesses owners so they can gain skills to grow their business internationally. If you want to read a little more into this, folks, you can. There's not much to read, but I don't want to expand too much on the topic. That's very good for them. I wish them all the best, but let us move on. Okay, hopefully we'll get this thing done soon, because I really like to keep the reseller news kind of like, short as possible. I know sometimes it goes a lot longer than that, but I do apologize. But anyway, this story is eBay cites federal move on sales tax issue. This came out April 19, 2019. eBay said Friday it was working to comply with the new sales tax laws popping up around the country. Although it said Congress was working on a bill, eBay was not hopeful of the passage of federal legislation. eBay cited one of the congressional bills that would include a possible provision to prevent retroactive taxation. Oh, God. A sensitive topic for sellers who have been threatened with big bills by some state departments of revenue. The bill would also provide a $10 million national small business exemption. And then it goes on to here, eBay's blog post follows, and you could read the rest of this here. I'm not going to read too much more into this here, even though it's not that much. You guys could pick up where I left off. All right, and let's move right along. Drop shipping comes back to Etsy again. Should have kept these two together. I'm sorry about that, folks. This one came out April 18, 2019. Drop shipping comes to Etsy. You can sell your products in Etsy's handmade category without ever making or touching or shipping the items. Now it's even easier thanks to the integration with Shapeways, a company that manufactures and ships 3D printed items on behalf of the third-party designers. Designers can now sync their Shapeways printed items to their Etsy shop. This enables the shop owner to automatically push their orders to Shapeways, which then makes them and ships them directly to customers. That's a pretty good thing, though. I like that. I think that sounds pretty cool. What do you guys think? You think you want to look into that there? Like I said, I'm a registered seller on Etsy, but I don't sell it. I mean, like I said, I tried it with some vintage T-shirts, and nothing really. I said nothing really happened with that. But you guys might want to check into that if you get a chance. But that's something to look into. I think I'm going to check into this myself. Like I said, I'm always looking for opportunities and to expand and broaden my horizons, especially when it comes to e-commerce, because every little bit helps, so we'll see where that goes. All right, let's move to the next page. Okay, this next page here is from Shopify, and I'm going to give you the URL. It's www.shopify.com. And what I like about Shopify, if you subscribe to their letters here, their newsletters, whatever, you will get information like this, like I do. I think it's pretty good. You can get the latest articles, business ideas, grow your sales, product updates, founder stories, and in Shopify Academy. I am not a Shopify member per se. I do not have a Shopify account with them, or do I have a Shopify website. I basically, just like I'm showing you now, I signed up for it. Just like here, if you look to the right side here, it says join 446,000 entrepreneurs who already have head start. Get your free online marketing tips and resources delivered direct to your inbox, and that's exactly what I have here. The reason why I like this one here is these particular two is because first off, I love digital photography. Now I am not a professional by far. I'm not. I am not even amateur. I could say I'm kind of like a beginner, but like a person that's got a little more getting there. I'm getting more experience as I go along, and for those who are professionals, or again, if you are a professional photographer, you might want to check this out. It goes on to here. The title is How to Sell Your Photos Online for Both Amateur and Pro Photographers. This came out April 21st, 2019. It goes on here. The ability to make money as a photographer, like a YouTuber or Instagrammer, is all about harnessing the same creativity at the heart of your work and applying it to monetization your talents. It could be hard to make it when anyone with the newest iPhone can call themselves a photographer, but success for the most creators who turn to entrepreneurship come down to three things: finding your niche, building an audience, creating several streams of income. And then it says this guide will explore some of the things that you should know about selling photos online, resources to help you make your photography-based business a reality. Now, I usually take pictures of, I know it sounds crazy, but I love taking pictures of clouds. I know it sounds crazy, right? People say, clouds, what's so great about clouds? I just like the cloud formations. I like taking pictures of the sunrise and sunsets. I just love taking pictures of them. I think I don't know, there's just something about them I like. And, but I do have, I do post some on here. I'm not sure if I did it on, let me just look here. Look at all the sites here. It says to start, here are 20 stock photography websites to sell images and license your photos online. I'm not sure. I might be on Shutterstock. I think I'm on there. Now, people may be asking the question, have you making any money off it? What's your out? What's the turnout for it? Are you doing anything with it? No, to be honest with you, right now, for all intents and purposes, I guess clouds ain't like no big thing, but I guess if you have like a photo or something that's really out of an ordinary or extraordinary, you can post it on one of these companies here. As you can see, they got Cree Stock, Image Vortex, IM, GL Stock Image. They got a whole bunch of Dream. I think that's it too. I think I'm also on Dreams Time too. No, I mean, I haven't really gotten to where people are buying my images again, but then again, I haven't been checking the sites as normal, on a regular basis. There may be some out there, but the last time I checked, it seemed kind of quiet. There was no inquiries. But again, if you guys that are professionals and you want to sell your photos, you might want to check out these sites here. Okay, and there's a total of 20 of them. So I'm on, I believe, I definitely am on Dreams Time, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe I'm on Shutterstock. I believe I'm on that one as well. But you could also check out the other ones as well. Look, you don't know. You know, a lot of people say, oh, yeah, that's very competitive. Well, everything's competitive. Being on eBay is competitive, but, you know, you're never going to know unless you try it. So, you know, even, like I said, again, even if you are an amateur, you know, if you are an amateur photographer, what's the big deal? You know, you might have something that somebody's looking for. You never know, you know. So give it a shot. Try it out, you know. So let's move to the next page here. Oh, and anyway, I did give you the URL, and the next one is going to be from the same company, okay? So I'm not going to repeat it again. All right, let's go to the next page. Okay, the next page is 9 simple ways to write product descriptions that sell. This came out April 20th, 2019. And I'm not going to read too much into it because I want to just jump right to the highlights. It says a product description is the marketing copy that explains what the product is and why it's worth purchasing. The purpose of a product description is to supply customers with important information about the features and benefits of the product so they're compelled to buy. Now, without getting too much into this here, this is a pretty important topic because I'm all in favor for descriptions. I remember listening to eBay Radio and Griff would say sometimes he would do segments where people would put in too much information in there, and therefore that would turn off a buyer. But let me put it to you this way: you ever heard that expression, "Damned if you do and damned if you don't"? All right, now, I mean, maybe it can be a misconstrued conception of what he was thinking, but the way I look at it is this way. When I buy something, I want to know all the bells and whistles. I like to know all the features about it. I'm not saying if it's got 20 pages of of all the features in there that you're going to read, or you're going to write that down and put in your listing. No, but the highlighted things. If you're selling a stereo, if you're selling a digital camera, you want to give the basic features of it. I'm not saying to write a book, but it's always nice to give the potential buyer a little insight as to what they're getting and how it's going to be used and what are the features. So for me, I feel that if you do supply more information, I think that would be more beneficial to helping the buyer make a better buying decision, as opposed to just putting in there, let's say like me, I sell the Sony products, I put there Sony digital camera, 20 megapixel, whatever, has a Carl Zeiss lens, whatever, and leave it at that, and just say, very briefly, and it requires 2 AA batteries that are not included, something along that line there. It's always better to be a little more, I always feel more is better, okay? That's how I look at it. I mean, for me, the more information I put, I think it gives a buyer a better, idea of what they're getting, as opposed to just being very cryptic and just keeping it short and sweet. That's the way I interpret it from Griff. Now, he's a nice guy. He works for eBay. He used to be on the eBay Radio with Lee Maribel, and as you know, she retired. And since she retired, eBay Radio had broken up, so to speak. They went their separate ways. Well, she retired. He's doing podcasts, just in case you guys want to listen to his show. But anyway, that's what he's talking about. Too much information. People don't want to, get too much into it. But anyway, with that set aside, it says over here how to write product descriptions that sell. Focus. I'm just going to read the highlights. Focus on your ideal buyer. Okay. The next one is to entice with benefits. Avoid the yeah phases. Justify using superlatives. Okay. Okay. Another one is here. Appeal to your reader's imagination. Cut through the rational barriers with mini stories. Seduce with sensory words. Tempt with social proof. And number 9, make your description scannable. Okay, those are the nine ways to write better product descriptions that sell. Now, a lot of us may not go to those extremes. We might be too detail orientated in the products that we're selling. But for all intents and purposes, I think it would make a better sell in certain regards to certain items that you're selling. And I just want to bump out of here, and I just want to explain what I had sold and how I feel descriptions work, or they do help out. So let me just bump out of the screen. Okay, what I wanted to share with you guys really quick is that how I feel that product descriptions are very important to have in your listings, your eBay listings, or if you sell on Amazon or any listing in general. I I just want to share my story really quick. I had picked up a Panasonic VHS pre-owned, okay? Had no documentation with it, no remote control, no user guide or anything of that nature. But I noticed when I had listed it on eBay, I put it up there and I had no followers. Well, the views were very little. I had no watches, whatsoever. And I had it up there for maybe a couple of days. I would say maybe 3-4 days, right at that time. It was getting close. It was getting close to the week. Anyway, I just put the basic information on there. What I did was I just copied what was on the unit itself. Panasonic model. I don't know what the model number is. I forget offhand. Stereo hi-fi, 4-head, whatever. And I just put that in there. I put it in my title, and I also include that in my description. And I, hit the submit button. I listed it. I didn't get really much of anything, to be honest with you. The views came in, very small view counts. No, and I offered with best offer. I wasn't getting any best offers on it. Nobody inquired or anything. It was just stagnant. And usually VHS is a pretty good sell. I think so anyway. You're not going to make a killing off them, but they usually sell. And I sold quite a few of them. And not a lot, but quite a few. And anyway, I said, geez, there's got to be a way. I said, because I know from hearing other sellers out there, resellers saying, if you get VHSs, they're usually good sellers and stuff like that, blah, 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 and so on and so forth, So I said, you know what? I'm going to try a little experiment. I didn't have to rewrite my description altogether. I kept it just the way it was. I did a Google search. I went in there, typed in the model number of the VHS, which was, I know it's definitely was a Panasonic, I know that. I don't remember the model number. And I did a Google search, and I got the information. I typed in there, Google search, the model number, and the make, and I put in there features, what the features were. So it came up, lo and behold, it came up, I think it was a PDF file. And I copied it. Some stuff I might have taken out. Just to keep that cryptic. I don't want a page long because I don't think people are going to read it, but I want to get the highlighted stuff, the highlighted features. Embedded it in my eBay listing, loaded it up, and I would say, after I revised it, I would say probably within a day, maybe a day or so, I started getting, more views, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. It was just going to probably get views regardless. I would think so, right? But I noticed I gained watches. First I had one watch in one day. Then the next day I think I had two. I think it had two on it, either 2 or 3. It was something along the line. But I noticed in that time frame, since I put the features in there, people were looking at it, was getting traction. And then I would say probably on the 5th day, maybe because I know this one sold probably within a week if I'm not mistaken. I think it was on the 5th day. After having that description revising it, someone had made a best offer, and I accepted it. And I am attributing that sale, which is not a big sale, but I am attributing that sale to the description. I reworded it just a little, but I popped in the features in there. And I think, in my personal take, is that a buyer, I know myself, okay? I like to read features of especially if it's electronics. I want to know what does that thing do. I mean, I know it's a VHS. But, well, what do you need to know all that stuff for? It's a VHS. You pop a VHS in there, bang, bang, boom, and you're done. What do you need to read up on it? What do you want to know for? I'm just one of those people. I'm curious. I'm a very curious person by nature. Okay, I'm very curious. I like to learn how things work. I like to see how things are built and stuff like that. I'm just one of these type of people that have that type of mindset where I like to see things and I like to get the feel of it. Like if I'm going to buy a new car, I want to get behind the steering wheel, drive it, take it for a test run. That's just the type of person I am. But anyway, I do attribute that there to making that sale. Now, is it going to happen with every time I do it? If I do come across with another vehicle, well, am I going to? Here's the question: am I going to add those features? Absolutely, absolutely. And the reason I'm saying that, folks, is because before I listed mine, my VHS, I always say, but when I do talk about eBay and getting involved in selling it, selling on it, that platform, that you should do your research. Go on eBay. Check out what other people are selling, especially if it's the same model. See what categories they're in. See their title listings. And I also talk about watchcount.com. Watch.count.com is it's an eBay compatible application that you could use. And what I would do is type in on watchcount.com, make the model number, hit the show me button, and see where it comes up Is it coming up on a first, second, whatever, how many watches are there? And then I would click on the one that's the top one. So let's say the top one has 10 watches or whatever. Everybody else has 5 and below, whatever. I always go to the highest guy, with the guy with the highest watches. And I would look in there and, you know, check out his thing on here, click on his link, you know, his listing, and see what he has different than mine. Is it wording? Is his title? And in some cases, folks, you could also check out the titles too, and see like if your description title is off. Maybe you might have something in there on. If he's coming up higher in search, there's probably there's a reason for it. Maybe it's the way he had written it. Maybe in his product, you know, his description there, or tagline, if you want to call it that. He's got something in there that's coming higher in search. Maybe eBay's algorithms picking up that his is a lot better than yours. Whatever. Maybe you might have left something out. Whatever the case may be. And I would go in there, and again, when I go into that person's listings, I will look at the title. I look at the category they're in, because I've had that happen where I was in the wrong category selling it. I don't remember what it was, but if I do remember, I will post it on my video. I was in a totally different, what do you call it there, category. It was crazy. It didn't even relate to what I was selling, and I said, I wonder why I'm not getting it. But my take was, I thought I was doing the right thing. I forget what it was. I can't remember. If I do, I will put it up there. And it was the category was off, you know, and I could see why. I was getting very low volume as far as watches, no inquiries, no comment. You know, nobody would contact me and say, hey, what are you doing with this? What's this all about? So on and so forth. I was getting nothing. It was like Deadsville, you know, on that particular item. But I noticed, though, when I did do the research, I went on watch, like I said again, I went on watchcount.com, typed that same product in there, clicked it on, seeing who came up on top, how many watches that person had, click that person's link on, you know, that listing, and then readjust my title, trip it up a little, change the wording around, look at the catalog, you know, look at the category, and then once I did that there, I started getting watches. I did get watches afterwards, but I started knowing my view count went up, which was a good sign. Did I sell it? I don't know what the item was, but whatever, if I can remember, like I said, I will post it up there. It did sell afterwards because, like I said again, you know, I offer a lot of best offers on my stuff. So later on, that's what happened. It was a best offer that which closed that sale. But that's the other thing too with best offers. Be careful, folks, because I've been getting some real crazy best offers. I did videos on best offers, and my God, if you get a chance, check them out, folks. You got to check those videos out. But anyway, without expanding too much on this topic, I just want to say one thing to all the new subscribers who recently subscribed to my channel. If you do get a takeaway from any of the videos I produce and you like the content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And if you want to be updated as to when I post new videos out, please hit that bell notification icon. This is Rich Pasini signing off for the Reseller News. Until next time, bye-bye.